Good evening, everyone.
And an enormous welcome to the city of Hobart, Nipaluna.
We're coming to you live from our handmade hyper arena here in the electric atmosphere of contemporary Art Tasmania. I'm Ian Sinclair.
I'm Lauren Kronemeyer.
And we are Pony Express.
Your self-appointed conceptual commentators,
coaches,
Athletes,
Artists,
protesters,
ball boys,
pansexual pentathletes,
privileged millennials,
edgelords,
government-funded grifters,
scanners,
summer games snowflakes,
social justice weightlifters,
paranoid marathon showrunners.
and we are here today to abolish the Olympics for 2021 and forever.
It's time for our DIY deep dive into the unethical underbelly of the sports industrial complex.
This opening ceremony has literally been days in the making.
Well, that was certainly short and sweet.
Bless their hearts. I wonder what other live art tropes we'll see worked in among the 33 summer sports of this Olympic Games. And now we draw your attention to the passing of the flame.
It's certainly lit, Lauren. The Olympic torch relay was inspired by my ex-boyfriend, Prometheus, famous for regifting fire to humankind from the gods. The tradition began in Nazi Germany and remains haunted to this day.
Most recently in Japan, the torch relay was responsible for the transmission of COVID-19 across the nation, as no less than 8 torchbearers were confirmed positive for the deadly virus, which is currently uniting humankind. Egregious displays of nationalism, anyone?
Abolish exploitation. Abolish nationalism. Abolish surveillance. Abolish spectacle. Abolish competition. Abolish corruption. Abolish gentrification. Abolish the sports industrial complex. Abolish single-use infrastructure. Abolish raising, bulldozing, scraping and stadiuming. Abolish the pageantry of dictatorships. Abolish the human sacrifice of 15-year-old girls. Abolish the pantomime of colonial narratives. Abolish mass white euphoria. Abolish mass unhousing. Abolish mass arrest systems. Abolish the suppression of protest. Abolish billion-dollar stadiums. Abolish billion-dollar bidding. Abolish billion-dollar gift giving. Abolish ancient pyramid schemes. Abolish slush funds. Abolish trust funds. Abolish hush funds. Abolish slum funds. Abolish nature as healing. Abolish forced evictions. Abolish the Airbnb agenda. Abolish heroes. Abolish flags. Abolish borders. Abolish countries. Abolish the IOC. Abolish Pony Express.
Now here's Lauren Cronemeyer, hailing from Los Angeles, USA, and Ian Sinclair, hailing from Sydney, Australia.
How exciting. Sinclair weighing in at 110 kilograms.
90 kilograms.
I don't know metric.
Of course.
Weighing in at 95 kilograms. Ian, what do you remember about the Sydney 2000 Olympics?
Well, I guess my main memory is Ian Thorpe.
Yes.
Yes, because people in high school would bully me and call me Thorpey and Torpedo and to taunt me like that because, you know, we're similar in some ways.
Many ways.
Many ways. What about you, Lauren? What's your cherished Olympic memories?
Well, Ian, I was born after the 1984 Olympics in LA, but I do remember growing up in their shadow, the stadiums, driving along the 10, seeing the murals, and the forever trauma of the 1992 LA riots. I guess you could draw a line from the way that the police were militarized for the games in 1984 to the 1992 uprising that saw the city burn. The LAPD didn't fire the officers that it hired for the 84 games. They just found other ways to use them, terrorizing black communities. Those cops also didn't give back the crazy weapons that the government bought for them. It's almost like the Olympics are a perfect mechanism for expanding the powers of the police state, all under the cover of unity and harmony. Oh, look at that.
Oh, and the match is over, and oh my goodness, it's love all. Oh God, love all, isn't it?
Hi, Mr. Bach.
Hi. How are you doing?
Following on the earlier question about athlete demands to speak out and protest for Black Lives, Black Lives Matter in LA is expressly opposed to the 2028 Olympics. How do you respond to theirs and other critiques that the Los Angeles Olympics and indeed all Olympics increased policing and surveillance and put marginalized groups in further danger? Thank you.
The Olympic Games, by uniting the athletes from 206 national Olympic committees plus the IOC refugee Olympic team, are maybe one of the most powerful demonstrations against discrimination there in this world. And furthermore, you know, in the Olympic world, we are going even beyond non-discrimination, because for us it's about not only not discriminating or tolerating diversity. For us, it's addressing these issues and trying to remedy these issues by having solidarity among all the diverse group of athletes, nations, National Olympic...
You got this. All right, one more round. Come on, go, go.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Come on, okay, go.
Stop hitting yourself.
Go, go.
Stop hitting yourself.
All right, come on. You got 5 more seconds now, all right? All right? 5 more seconds, you got it. Go, go.
Stop hitting yourself.
5,
Stop hitting yourself.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's it.
Set. In order to win the battle against coronavirus, we need to stop this movement, and that is why we are calling for the Tokyo Games to be cancelled. There's a possibility that the South African and Indian variants could be spread around the world through the Olympics, and we also can't deny the possibility of a new variant being generated. If that happened, it would be called the Tokyo Olympics variant, and this would be condemned for the next 100 years as a foolish act of mankind.
There have been many anti-Olympics groups that have tried to negotiate, that have asked for reform, that have been told that they're going to get reform, and then reform doesn't happen. And it makes sense, right? Because the IOC, the local politicians, the business interests, the people who are driving this have no incentive to reform. And all of the things that we're mentioning, displacement, militarization, environmental degradation, these are not side effects. These are the plan. That's the intention. So they cannot be negotiated away.
When a city decides to host the Olympics, they also decide to import a number of problems that are not disputed by social science research. One of those is overspending. The Olympics bring etch-a-sketch economics, by which the initial price tag gets erased and then multiplied many times, typically at the cost of public money. Another trend is displacement. The working poor and marginalized tend to get displaced to make way for Olympic venues and infrastructure. A third trend we've seen, Olympics after Olympics, is the militarization of public space. The government uses the opportunity to get all the weapons that they would never be able to get during normal political times, all of the special laws that they would never be able to get during normal political times. And those weapons, those laws, stay on the books in the wake of the games and become part of everyday policing for everyday people in the Olympic City.
Her performance improved when her coach gave her testosterone injections. The banned drug helped her cut a remarkable 3 seconds off her personal best.
Yes, I did know it was an illegal substance, but Coach prepared me well. He told me it was normal and everyone was doing it. He told me to give him the number of my urine sample and he would take care of it.
And here comes Chronomire approaching the board. This will be her first attempt at high diving. How are we feeling about her chances? I can only imagine what's running through her head right now.
Well, if I was her, I'd probably be thinking about the colossal, standardized, globalized security models associated with the Olympics. She may be thinking about the heavy use of exclusionary zones around sports venues, the privatization of public space, the occupation of the commons by private security corporations, the militarization of local police forces,
It also looks like she's thinking about the huge mobilization of CCTV cameras and other surveillance technologies, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I'd say certainly. You can really see her considering how the security legacy of the Games sticks around long after the athletes go home.
Absolutely.
Yes, now she's thinking about how the Olympics function as a novel showroom for new surveillance tech, such as the Also K Reborg X model surveillance robot.
That's the robot designed to scan crowds and target individuals who are too jittery or have skin that's too red-tinted, as these are supposed to be signs that someone is about to commit a terrorist act.
And there she goes. Now she's thinking about the terrifying potential here for ableist, racist, and ethnic profiling. Wouldn't you say? There she goes.
Princess Anne was in the Olympics. And you know how much I love Princess Anne. And she did equestrian, and that's why I love equestrian.
Princess Anne. I don't know as much about
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. My poor horse.
There was too much carrot.
Fuck. All I remember is that Lady Di was making love to her horse trainer, but I guess that goes without saying.
I just sped up on that man with carrot.
Oh God, are you ready for fencing?
Okay, it's fencing time now.
It's fencing time already. Get your mask on.
Thank you.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Can you hear me? You ready?
Yeah.
Come on. So as you know, I did fencing at my fancy high school.
Yeah, with the Kardashians went.
That's correct. Yeah. So just go down in a deep lunge like this. Good. Nice and flat, minimize the target. And then you just creep forward like that, like a crab. And then when you're ready to lunge, you just go like that.
Okay.
All right? Give it a try. Stay on the blue line. Good. Now come to me. Slow. All right? Don't leave yourself open.
Okay.
My fencing coach used to whack us on the head like that, just during conversation. Just to get us used to it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. What do you reckon? You like it? Is it good?
One more time.
All right, one more time. You ready?
I got it.
Yeah. Thank you. Good job.
score 9.162 to do. She will go if she is ready. Very strong is hurt. She is hurt badly. What time we saw her limping after the first ball? She has either twisted her ankle or...
Moments to go before the action gets underway. And what an Olympic final we are in for. France look to prove that they are still the top of world handball. Denmark put the pressure off them in a way. Playing with a slight continuity.
He's here to play. He's going to play rough. A living legend, the sport of judo. He's here to play. He's going to play rough, he's going to play tough, and he hopes to defend his Olympic crown. Will Vinny Renier move from legendary status to immortal if he can go back-to-back Olympic gold? He's in the white. His opponent from Japan is the number 2 in the world. This could not be better. Yoshi Arasawa from Japan. He's just 24. That's how he did it. Easy enough to semi-final 2 to 3.
a terrific second leg by Abby. Third American swimmer goes in the water now. Volmer is as he Campbell for Australia. Work for plenty to be done here. World champion in this event. Her sister, of course, is the world record holder. And look at Blondie, power ahead, swimming beautifully. Goes up alongside Dana Volmer and starts now to set the race up for her big sister to bring it home to the Aussies.
We really need to move through at this point in time. This is a position we're not used to being in. Both swimmers record pace at this stage. Looking sensational off that time. Mowing down Dana Volmer. We want to be in Kate a good lead if we want to break this world record and take home this Olympic gold medal for the second time in the Olympics.
Brilliant performance by Blondie Campbell. She's done just that. Take stand, weights, and in the water now. So the world record holder in the 100 freestyle in the water for Australia, swimming alongside one of the all-time greats already, Katie Ledecky. And look at her go. Kate Campbell clearing out the world record holder, using her technique, that great speed through the water, and at the moment, well clear of world record pace. They've got the Americans covered, 50 to swim. Kate.
She looks sensational at the moment.
And now Ziegler and Cromwell are headed to the tennis table and they seem to be budgeting.
How do you spend $50 billion for one event?
All I know is medals cost money and glory is not cheap.
That's Pony Express. Since 1960, Olympic Games budgets
have exceeded by 172%
on average. The Games always go over budget.
The Sydney 2000 Olympics
cost 6.9
billion AUD with an override cost of 90%.
The Rio de Janeiro Games in 2016 cost 18.84 billion AUD, a 352% cost overrun, and that is
shouldered by the taxpayers. The most expensive games
ever, the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics, a cost of $13.1 billion. Cost overrun of 289%.
That's right.
Each event costing 307.3 million AUD,
or 10.9
million AUD per athlete.
Sports is not cheap, but another is contemporary art.
The current cost of the Tokyo Olympics, $19,801,138,203.
Okay, they're going to need a lot of single-use infrastructure.
Let's have a stadium,
a velodrome,
a pool,
550,000 hotels,
a private prison,
track,
an Airbnb,
an
airport,
the Spice Girls,
the Greek gods,
fireworks,
clean washing,
an Airbnb,
500 volunteer dancing children.
You children.
Really wants the heart.
Well, good morning, Queensland. Well, today, of course, is very exciting news, and as Premier of our great state of Queensland, I'm very pleased to hear that the International Olympic Committee has moved us towards targeted dialogue. It's not Parliament yet. We're very excited by this development. It puts Queensland in the box seat, and I know that every level of government is absolutely united in working together to make this happen. And I'm very pleased that we'll be working with the mayors and the federal government to ensure that we get the funding to make this a reality. We already have 85% of the venues at the moment. It's a new norm, which means it's a game changer.
We don't have to build huge stadiums that are not going to be used in the future. And this is the home opportunity as well.
A community project by Artsz.